Hey, today I want to talk about action. You know, in the context of getting things done, people say, take massive action. So the question today is, what's the difference between massive action and missing in action?
We all have a satisfaction associated with doing something that somebody finds useful.
Sometimes we confuse action with busyness. And people that teach about how to get things done, coined the phrase a number of years ago, take massive action. And I hadn't realized how pervasive that thought was until I realized how many times people say to me when I talk about achievement and getting things done, which of course is what I'm about, and they say, yeah, I know, I need to take massive action. Or someone will say, I'm really good at taking massive action. And then my question after that is, oh, great. Are you getting the results you want? Well, yeah, no, not really. I mean, it's not. And then we have a conversation about the difference between massive action and getting things done. I can't tell you how often busyness or activity gets completely confused in this idea of massive action, which simply feels often like doing a bunch of stuff, right? And so I thought of it as missing in action, not in the military sense, where someone is actually missing when they were on the battlefield, but you're missing from your own life because you're frantic in action. In other words, you've confused activity with focused behavior. You've confused a long list of to-dos, a long list of things that somebody somewhere told you should do to fix whatever problem you're addressing, build your income, build your business, take care of a relationship or whatever it is. If I just do enough stuff fast enough and I'm just like super engaged and super busy, I'll be okay. Well, that's more like missing even in the midst of your action. So I was calling that missing in action, because the result is actually what's missing. Because despite the action, the frantic nature and the volume of action, it's the wrong stuff, or it's not coordinated, or it's not focused on the high leverage points that matter the most, right? And so I want to make sure today that the idea of massive action is clarified so that it's valuable to you. So let's look at the difference. Missing in action means the results are missing, would be like this. I need to build my business. Someone told me that Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and some other things are really helpful in that regard. So I'm just going to embark on a frantic whirlwind of activity to make sure I post, who knows how many times a day. And I grab all kinds of stuff that seems to be related. Not those loud birds overhead. Grab all kinds of stuff that's related to my topic. And there's the bird right there. Loud, noisy guy today. Anyway, I grab all this stuff that's related to my topic and I just post it. And then my social media becomes a hodgepodge of my own stuff mixed with others that isn't focused in direction. And man, have I been taking massive action. And then at the end of the day or the week or the month, these guys are just following me to make noise on my recording. That's okay. They want to be rock stars. All good. So I've taken massive action, and then after 3 weeks or a month, I am just worn out with a number of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest things that I've done, and I don't have a single additional client, and I don't have a single additional piece of revenue, and I don't have anything to show for it. And then I conclude, well, that was all wrong. I have to now go do something else and take massive action in another direction. And all of that really is missing. The results are missing in spite of your action. So let's go to, so I would call that missing in action, right? So let's now go to what massive action really is. Massive action in that same circumstance would be to take, first of all, get some good advice, get a good coach or a good person who has had some success with social media, and then ask some simple questions. Okay, who are the targets I'm talking to? Where do they look in the social media world? Which social media uses that demographic? And which, social media do they use? How often? How much? What do they respond to? You can do some research and you can get some help with that from a good social media coach. Then you develop the strategy. Says, well, it looks like I need to post 3 times a day in these social media about these topics. I'm going to have a 2-to-1 mix. 2 of my own original thoughts and then 1 piece of curated content around that particular topic. Then you get busy and you do that. And first of all, it'll take less time than the frantic activity you did. And the results will be, 10 times the size. So that's massive action. Massive, that word has been overused and also now confused to mean simply a lot of action. And without it being the right action, you end up tired with nothing done. So that's a business example. Let's apply that to a personal example. I have a client right now who has had some struggles in their work. They came to me for business, but they're on the relationship side right now. We're talking and we're doing some things with regard to relationships. And every time I talk to this client, they list for me all the things that they've done to feel better, to improve, to make a significant change in the relationship. And they do it in a way that, I'm taking massive action. I'm doing all this stuff. But when we go back through the specific actions, they agree that none of them are particularly helpful or particularly effective. So there's another example of missing in action instead of massive action. So today the thought for you is simply this. Whatever you have committed to do, whatever you have decided, you have chosen to create today, whether it's in business, in your personal health, in your spiritual growth, in your relationships, make sure that the action and the effort that you take is focused on the high leverage activities. And then by all means, do a lot of it. Because remember the 80-20 rule, 80% of your results will come from 20% of your most effective activities. Identifying those effective activities is the critical first step. We'll see you later. And until then, focused action, not missing in action. Thank you for watching the videos. Take this opportunity, leave a comment, subscribe most of all, and don't forget to spread the word about this channel.